Okay, let me give you a lesson on self respect and how I value myself. As you see by the title, I stand by that. And I'm going to say it again. You need to view yourself as a privilege to be around and not an option. You need people around you to treat you like a privilege rather than an option. I'll get to why. Before I get to why, I'm going to tell you a story. And I believe stories can speak for itself as well. I'm going to tell you three personal stories actually in my own life where I experienced being treated as an option rather than the privilege to which I treated them. First story, and this is one of the biggest ones out of the three, so I'm going to get it out of the way. And I've never actually said it, but I'm going to say it on this channel now. So this was November 23rd, 2023. How do I remember the exact date? Well, because the incident of which it ends was a month later, the day after Christmas. So yeah, when I was 17, it wasn't exactly during October 2026, November 2026, just yet. But a few months prior, I read one of the greatest books in my life, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I was struggling with anxiety. I had all this shit, man, going in my head, man, and I wanted to stop overthinking. And I read the book and I was thinking, wow, that was one of the greatest books I've ever read. And I felt so passionate about it. I was so happy about it. It helped me out in so many ways. I did something that I've never done before at that time. And I probably never do again. I lent a book to a friend, right? I wanted to put him on game as well. I wanted to tell him about the beauty of the book. I wanted him to experience the same beauty that I felt. And it was good. The day I gave him the book, he was extremely ecstatic. One of the key comments he made was, "Oh man, it's in good condition as well." Keep that quote in mind as we move on with the story. So then time goes on. I'm gonna speed rush the story. I'm not gonna go too deep, but I'm still gonna do it in a way to which it includes all the important aspects. 2 weeks passed, so I want to hit my boy up, and I do. I'm like, brother, what do you think of the book? He said, man, I haven't started reading it yet, man. I'm thinking, bro, it's been 2 weeks. What the fuck have you been doing? He said he'd been reading another book or something like that. Okay, I'm cool. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, I found it a bit weird, personally, myself. You never read the book after 2 weeks. But I'm like, okay, cool. Right? About 2 weeks later, I hit him up again, talking about the book. How's the book, man? Because I had this gut feeling, this super negative gut feeling that there's a possibility it could be broken. Now, like I told you, when I was talking about that book, I was high on happiness, perhaps too high on happiness. And I'll get to why I consider myself to be too high on happiness for what I'm about to tell you toward the end of the story. Yeah. 2 weeks later, I'm like, did you read the book yet? Started beating around the bush, trying to just sound funny, sarcastic, or something like that. Just saying gibberish that don't make sense, and I still don't get to this day. And the language he was using insinuated to me that he probably never read the book. Said things like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna make notes and whatnot." Bro, I'm not your teacher. I'm your fucking friend. I'm not gonna eat you. I'm just asking you a yes or no question. Did you read the book or not? Being around the bush again, he felt pressured. I suspect because he knew he wasn't reading the book. I'm like, cool. I'm sick of this shit. Give my book back. Then I was like, all right, cool. I'll give you the book back on this date. The day ended up being the day before Christmas. I believe it was a Saturday. I don't know if my mind was correct, but I know for a fact it was the 26th of November. No, December, because it was a month later now. So this was the day I was going to get my book back, and I did at the end. But prior to that, the days before, we agreed to give the book at about 9, 10 a.m. Right? And my cholesterol was up. I just wanted this book. I had a really bad feeling that he fucked up my book. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Right? And that's why I said I think I was extremely happy in the beginning when just finishing the book because I made an irrational decision. Now, before you lend something to people, I want you to check how they treated their own stuff because it's a reflection of how they're going to treat you. He had a book. It was called The Rational Male. Good book. Took a picture of it a long time ago in a group chat. I noticed there was a few bent corners on the front left of the book. I'm thinking, And when I did give that book, there was a part of my brain that was thinking and telling to me, be skeptical to some degree. Because the way someone else treats their book usually is a reflection of how they'll treat you. I had another good friend, still is my friend actually. He had a book called How to Win Friends and Influence Influence People, one of the most famous books out there. Helps people a lot with social skills. I own that book too. But the difference between me and him, his book was totally scrunched up. The book cover was in tatters, in cracks. What it seems like. I'm just seeing lines here, lines here on the red page. White lines, like an earthquake happened. So I never lend him a book either. You have to do these things and you have to think vigilantly, man. You gotta be careful, right? So the day came, he pushed it back, pushed the time back. We went to meet about 10, 9, 10. We said, okay, maybe 1 o'clock? Fucking hell, okay. I don't know why you want to wait till 1. But then that was even worse for me because that was all I was stressing about. I literally did damn near fuck all that day because I was just fixated on that book. It was all I could think about. I wanted the book so bad. And I had a really high feeling that he did something really unpleasant to the book. Him being the way he treated his other book, The Rational Male. Right? We move on. Ends up pushing the time back by another 2 hours. So we end up meeting up at 3. So I had to wait another 5 hours longer than 5 to 6 hours longer than expected. Okay. I mean, it was a bit, yeah, you know, I get people have things going on in their life. Do I think it was a bit rude personally? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my book. And I think he didn't read it. I also thought he didn't read it. Think whatever. Thought he didn't read it as well. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm pleasant he pushed the time back, right? I was 17 at the time. We're both 17 at the time, right? We're cool. The time comes closer now. We're at the park. Well, close to the park. Alright, cool. Can I have my book back? Oh, prior to that, before we get to the park, there's one more thing I wanted to mention. About an hour or two before I head out to get my book, it tells me something no man wants to hear. In terms of their own personal belongings, or mine in this case. So they hate the pages. What did you mean by that? I knew in my head. I was just playing along. I said, fuck. That deep down thought, that skepticism thought I had in my mind, I ended up being right. Hate the pages. I already knew what that meant. He fucked up the book, messed up the pages, destroyed the pages. I'm like, okay. Oh boy. I knew that I had a feeling this would happen. And cool, alright. So I'm still gonna get my book anyway. I paid for it. And the book I bought, the author was Mark Manson. It came in 2 sets. The subtitle art of Not Giving a Fuck. Everything was fucked. Came in 2 sets, same book size, same size and everything. I was very happy to get the book. Because originally I bought the book and I intended to just buy it solo. But then I saw it came in a 2-pack. It's for £12. That was a good deal. That was a good steal. Worth the money. So I bought it and I was very pleased. I enjoyed it a lot. Right? It's one of the greatest books I've read thus far. So I was quite mad. And my cholesterol was up when I found out he said he ate the pages. Okay. Okay. I said, let me just get my book back now. Yeah? We're near the park now. We're near where we would train, near a few flats and whatnot. Gives me my book. Just gives it, just like a regular weight. Gets it from his bag. Just gives it. But it's in tatters. I'm seeing things I've never seen before. I'm seeing green shit. I'm seeing dust. I'm seeing all times of craziness. I'm seeing pages ripped. I'm seeing pages scrunched up. I'm seeing missing pages. I'm seeing food sauce on it. Wasn't a very rational decision, was it? You see when someone lends you their phone, you know when you get that instinctive feeling of, oh shit, I need to take care of someone's phone. This ain't mine. You got something to lose, right? And you know when you immediately start caring about their phone more than yours. So if you let their phone drop, you know that risk is a lot higher than if you were to have the exact same phone and to also drop your own stuff. Look at the squirrel looking at me. Every animal, they want to get put on game, man. I don't know if you guys can pick up on that. Super cool, man. Hopefully you did. Anyway, I'm mad at much. It would be sad if you didn't, but yeah. Listen, that same way, the reason why you felt more fear for their stuff breaking is because you viewed it as a privilege that they put their trust in you, right? You don't value your phone as much. That's why you're more acceptable to dropping your own stuff because you view it as an option. Where it should be a privilege because most of us guys, so you're not the richest, you probably only own 1 phone. So we should be respecting other people's stuff. Look at this guy, man. This guy is on it, man. Look, you don't play around. Yeah, look at this chap right there, man. That's a screw, guys. You know, look at that. That's a screw, brother. It's vigilant, bro. I rate the bravery. Ain't nothing like you, man. You know, we're gonna put the camera on you as we split the game. That's good. Anyway, back to me. But yeah, man, we should be valuing other people's belongings as much as we do our own. Come on, guys, man. Back to the video. And I just had this awkwardness. I was like, first word he said was, "Oh, sorry, bro, I was running with it." Huh? You were what now? Sorry, bro, I was running with it. Huh? So you ran with your book in my bag. You went for your fitness runs, right? You know how precious, how much I value the book that I gave you, right? And you still run with it, knowing that books are fragile. It's not your belongings. You still proceeded to run with it, and I was pissed naturally, and rightfully so. I took the book back. I was still pissed, but we were walking along. Now that I could bug out right now, let me keep it in. Control that angle. Let me just walk in, ask him some questions as we're walking down the way. I wanted to know, brother, what was going through your head? And I told you, I just went straight to the core. Core question: did you actually give a fuck about this book? Is that no? I was like, fuck, I was right. I knew I was right. Prior to that, the moment that we started walking, when he gave me the book, he said it was a good book. The reason why I'm doing a little bit, because I don't believe you read it. I believe my urgency for my book back and my pessimistic feeling that the book could potentially be destroyed. It's probably the cause of him saying that, right? And the whole gibberish in the voicemail. Okay? That explains everything. So it's a full second moment. That gibberish in the voicemail for like a minute or two was because he brought the book. He just had to come out with some bullshit. It's the nerves. People do it. It's a psychological thing. People like to do it. They just talk or waffle up gibberish whenever something wrong goes done. And then, I did a question out the vetting process because obviously I wanted to know what was going through your mind. You don't know, dog, don't you know? You know how much I value the book. You value me. I mean, I'd hope. Right? I value that book so much. And I think it'd be a privilege to give it to a good friend like him. He viewed it as just an option, just something to put on the shelf. Yeah, my friend gave me this book. It's almost as if he forgot the book was mine. And I was pissed. I wasn't happy. And I was straight up, I said, I lost respect for you. Right? Then I said, I'll never lend you books and items again. And just in general, I'll never lend people my items again. I'll buy them gifts. I ain't lending shit anymore now. That lesson taught me that. We're still friends after that. Obviously, I forgave him and whatnot. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to shy away from the truth. And out of respect, obviously, I keep these people I mentioned anonymous. So I can say whatever the fuck I want because I'm not scared of shit. I don't even give a shit if they watch this video. I don't give a shit. I say this for authenticity. That's one of many. How long do we got? We got time. Anyway, that's the biggest primal story. Another story, roughly from about 2017 to 2018. I had this good friend. We had 5 lessons in the day, right? Every Friday, we'd have this week 1, week 2. Usually during the first week, we'd always have this geography lesson. And I had a good friend of mine, still my friend to this day. But let's just say our friendship was a bit complicated 9 years ago, right? Get into a lot of arguments. This was prior to our friendship being as strong as it is today. But yeah, I'd always give him my pen. He's always missing pens and whatnot. But I noticed the days he did have a pen, he'd have a habit of missing his own shit. Right? It would lack his own equipment. He'd commonly get corrections for it. Well, they refer to it as behavior points. Basically, a system to condemn the people who misbehave, right? We get detention. Right? So they often get my behavior points for it. Me being a good friend that I am, give him my pens. Okay? Give him my pens. But like I told you, he bit the book before. Well, bit his pens before, is what I was meant to say. Gave him my pens. The pessimistic mind was still there, that thought, just like with the book incident. where I had a strong feeling he could potentially break my book, judging from how he disrespects his own pieces of equipment, bending his own corner book. Same with my other friend here, who would bite his own pens. Tell me why when I'm studying, starts chewing on my pen. Obviously, like with the book incident, I don't take disrespect lightly. I don't care how close you are. Friend, family, even myself, I don't take disrespect lightly. I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit. And if you try, you know, deny it, deny your wrongdoings, and fuck off my life. That's my mindset. So I'm like, bro, I said to my friend, why are you chewing on my pen? We were arguing back and forth here and there. I didn't like it. But I was a soft bitch at the time, so I'd still lend my stuff repeatedly in multiple days, even though he would do it. Fucked up. Obviously, our friendship be stronger now. It's not, he don't chew on pens anymore. People just grow out of it with age. Understandable. That's why friendship's still strong today. Like me, even me, I was a dickhead. I used to lick my fingers when I was 11 years old. What the fuck was I thinking? I don't know. I was a weird man. I was a weird man myself. Why didn't I get cream? I don't know. Weird. Give you one more story. Final story. I've said this many times, commonly in my channel. But college, recently, two, probably like 4 years, 2 to 4 years ago, got out of break with a friend. You know, the cost of living inflation is always getting more expensive and whatnot. All right, I'm saying to my friend, let's split the price then. But we are the donuts. I think it was like £2. Well, okay, cool. I'll pay a pound. You pay another pound. We'll eat in the back. Whenever we're done, split the money. All right, split the money. Cool. Okay. So it's done. And the early days, it was very consistent. We were very consistent with our words, right? Later on, I started paying the whole £2. And, you know, his reasonings were, he liked the money, the physical coins to purchase. Okay, I'm right, fair enough. I trust he'll pay me back. And in the early days, I was reminding him. But as time passed on, it just ended up being me paying the £2, me paying the £2, me paying the £2. And then one day I was just like, you know what, let me just pay the £2 again. Right? And then let me not get back to him for like a week. For like a day. Right? Never hit me up about never gave me the money back. And I started to notice. It started to become a subconscious thing of me just buying the full price for the two of us. It destroyed our agreement. And when you keep doing something, a bad habit, a bad thing, it starts to become a habit. That's what I was meant to say. So then he just got used to it, and then the debt just kept rising up. To this day, it probably owed me like £50 collectively altogether. Puts things into perspective on how much he owed me back. All right. One day, I let him know, pay me the price. Not the full price in full, but this was just a separate incident prior to the full price at the end. So God knows what that was. I just said 50 as an estimation. Right? I was like, pay me the full price. Not pay me full price. Pay me what you owe. Just in that particular day. And he started getting annoyed and say stuff like, I know. I was pissed. Well, you made the agreement. We both agreed to it. So don't get angry now when I'm asking what's to be expected. That's a boundary breaker. Right? And to make it go back to the biggest story, the book incident, right? One more thing I forgot to add. When we're walking around the park, asking him, bro, why did you do that? You know, I said to him, do you remember the first words you said to me when I gave you the book and we hugged it out? He said, no. I said, do you remember? He said, oh, it's in good condition as well. Remember I told you guys to keep that quote in mind. It's a full circle moment. I said, oh, it's in good condition as well. It pissed me off how he just said no. I fucking remember perfectly. You fucking prick. Now, because of those 3 stories in my life, but I'll tell you that. How long do we got? We got time. Yeah, we got time. But I'll tell you that. Well, I'm telling you because in that incident, it kind of matches with the title. I was treated as an option. I viewed my givings and lendings as a privilege. Right? I loved my book so much. I appreciated it so much. I wanted to give it to a good friend of mine. I wanted him to experience the same insights that I did. I could have took screenshots. I could have given him a PDF. I could have got him a Kindle. I don't do screenshots no more because I've screenshotted many books. When you give something for free, they tend to not value it as much. That's why I learned something about human psychology. I don't know why, but we just don't value it as much because you need to pay the price, literally, to value it more because you lost something in return. I gave my belongings for free. He didn't value it. He just saw it as another option. Another thing in a probably dusty room. Why do I say dusty room? Not to sound like a dick. But if you're not taking care of one thing, you don't take care of anything. In fact, how can you take care of a person's belongings if you can't even take care of your own things? So I'm just going to assume it was probably a dusty room. Right? The same with the pen. You saw my other friend had a track record of biting pens at the time. So, God, what the fuck were you thinking lending your pen to him, knowing the risks? God, what the fuck were you thinking lending the book when you knew in your gut feeling? Was it? Bad idea. And that gut feelings in all those incidences, something could go wrong. More likely than not. With the money thing. In the college, I was never getting my money back. I'm like, fuck God, you just lost some money. All those stories happen because they valued it. They saw it as an option, whereas I viewed it as a privilege. I'm getting bored of this area. So we're gonna get to the main lesson of the video, the title, and a much more brighter area. So I'm gonna press the pause button very quick and I'll be right back. So when you don't value yourself, man, you need to raise your standards. When you don't value yourself, people start to walk over you as well. In some degree, I guess I didn't value myself because I believe equalness is transferred. Now, it also taught me not everyone has a heart like you. You can give something out from the goodness of your heart, but if someone else ain't willing to value it the same way that you do, it's over with. That's what I'm saying. Even in life now, obviously, I was a teenager at the time. If they did that to me now, I would seriously consider ending and cutting ties because it's a lack of disrespect, especially as we're becoming adults. And I'm going to assume that the majority of my audience are adults because I set my videos to over 18. When it comes to a certain point, as you just mature, you improve yourself, you raise your own self standards. There are certain forms of disrespect, like the 3 examples that I gave you, that the current me now at 20 years old just cannot tolerate as much as 17-year-old me, because 20-year-old me respects himself a lot more than 17-year-old me. I'm a lot more prudent, if that's even a word, to give my things away because I value my belongings. I've never once had a book damaged to that degree, and now I never will, because I respect and I have the self-belief in the standard, and I'll act in accordance. Like most of my books, when I got my book bag, I was just looking at all my book collection shelves. I'm thinking, bro, shit, man, I would never have my book look like that by my own hands. Never. The one thing I do regret that I should have made him pay for the book as a punishment, rather than get my older sister to pay, which still kind of pisses me off looking back. But anyway, that's besides the point. It's just a lesson. You got to start respecting yourself more, man. You need to surround yourself by people who treat you as a privilege to be around. That's how I treat all my friends. I treat all my friends as a blessing, as a privilege to have as a friend, because there's never someone else like you. Obviously, people with similar personalities, just the world is a grand place, a grand scheme of things. Lots of people to befriend. But I mean specifically, it will never be that individual. It will never be his soul. And I was never someone that really grew up with a lot of friends. So, when I do get a friendship, I will value it highly. But as I learned in my life, not all of that is reflected equally. And that fucking hurts. And it pisses me off. And to match the title, not everyone views you as a privilege as I view them. That gets to a man. And it should, rightfully so. It's boundaries, it's self-respect. So at this age, as an adult, as a man in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, bro, till death, you need to start looking at your circle carefully, man. You need to know when it's time to let go. If they ain't treating you like a privilege to have, because when they treat you like an option, it's like a commodity. You ever check a girl's phone in school or something like that? You look at her phone, she has like 10 open messages, never reply to any of those dudes. She treats them as an option. She don't value them. They're all commodities. Then there's that one chat guy. She'll always be looking at their message. Some guys will try to cope, say, oh yeah, she's busy. But trust me, girls are always on their phone, bro. They're always on their phone. They're always going to make time. They're always on their phone. So if they don't text you back, they don't want you. You got to accept that truth. But a lot of us guys, we don't respect ourselves enough to realize that. So we want to still stay in something that we know ain't good for you. You can't learn how to walk away, man. I'm not telling you to be some super next level international world athlete. But for your own sanity, just for your own self-respect, and for them to view you somewhat less of a commodity, have the willingness to walk away, for fuck's sake, when being done wrong. Because if you just keep hunting back, you keep rewarding the bad behavior, they're gonna value you less. You're too accessible. Especially to the celebrity guys, man. You see a lot of these celebrities, they get caught lacking with these women. They're using their main account to try to get these chicks. You're too available. You're meant to be this big prestige guy. Hard to access the high values of society, the top of society. You make yourself too accessible. Naturally, that woman's gonna value you less. Women like a chase, guys. They don't like a man that's just too easy to acquire. Now I'm making a winning video, but it's more so just all realms of life. You need to start viewing yourself as a privilege. It starts with yourself first as well, you know, before anything else. You know, like I said before, oh, you know, like I said before, flip. Do you know how, like I said with before, you know, I was like, obviously, I don't believe you should lend stuff to anyone from my past experiences, but even before you want to lend, if people still want to do that, I don't know how long do you got. Yeah, we'll get to training. We'll end this video quick. 2 more minutes. You know how I was like, before you lend, check out how they treat their own stuff. Because it's a reflection of how they'll treat your stuff. And oh my what would I call this? I'd call it pessimistic prophecies that came to their life. You have to see how they treat their own belongings first. It's a reflection of how they'll probably treat you. Gotta do that stuff as well, man. But if you just walk away, bro, you respect yourself a lot more, man. And it starts with you. You need to view yourself as a privilege. You need to love yourself first, the way you are. Now, the biggest red pill scam, and I fell for it myself, and I apologize because I was preaching the false message. Because I was deceived as well. I used to think, man, a man's value is only based on what he builds in this world. Well, no, because if that baby is killed the day he is born, your family are going to cry. Because you have inherent value of just being born in this world. The fact you're even here is a fucking miracle. But we tend to take that for granted because we're here every day. But this life is temporary, man. This shit is temporary. We're not gonna have all this shit forever, man. This stuff is temporary. So you gotta value your life as we're here. It's a privilege to be alive. Stop treating it as an option. When you treat it as an option, that's when you start sabotaging. Look at that guy looking at me. He's in game, bro. He's looking at the other way. Shy and shit. The camera ain't doing it justice. You don't see what I see. But yeah, you gotta be grateful that you're in this earth, man. Because, bro, when you experience the death of a family member, you know, it really puts things into perspective. Like, bro, I need to value this life shit, man, because bro, I'm gonna go one day the same way they did. But I know it's very easy to take it for granted every single day. But then when you look back, you're like, fuck, I messed up. And the same with the relationship things now. I don't take disrespect lightly. I cut off a friend last week. Yeah, your boy did it. I don't care how many years we've known each other. If disrespect is there, shit, you gotta get out of my life. I have too much high standards now. Friends come and go. Now, do I like cutting off people? No, but for my own self-respect and sanity, it's gotta be done. You gotta know when to remove people off your life. I won't be friends with someone who treats as an option. You know that girl example and I said many texts just left open and only text the chads? That stuff? Where in a friend's context, see a message, it goes, it's him. Yeah. No, it shouldn't be like that, man. The same way you view yourself as prestige, you should have people who value your presence as well. Why do you think you value your family? I'd hope you value your mother. Because you're never going to get another mother like her. That's why you value her so much. Why do you value your dad so much? You're never going to get another dad like him. You value that. You value your siblings for that. Because you're never going to get another one like them. Comparison to your sibling rate to the just non-sibling rate, big ratio, right? No wonder you value them. You need to value yourself first the same way and find friends that value you and choose friends that value you the same way. Because if not, why are you together? If they disrespect you like that, why are you together? You know? So that's all I have to say, man. I'm going to train. You know, my brain was kind of in two places because I was enjoying the nature. So I don't think my delivery was as good as I hoped it to be. But I hope I got the message across regardless. And that's simply that, bro. That's old as fuck, man. Shit, I didn't know. I didn't like that. Unlucky, bro. Veteran and shit. But yeah, that's it, man. I'm just going to say, main thing, take out the video. But you need to start viewing yourself as a privilege first. You need to start seeing yourself as a privilege, man. Just to be here. You need to start viewing life as a privilege, whatever stuff you're going through. Because there's mothers getting divorced and abortions, man. There's mothers that die in, there's not mothers. There's babies that, mothers get abortions, yes. Abortions. There's babies that die in fucking war, bro. Never got to see the light of day. There's people killing babies in some countries in the Middle East, man. Some babies die when they're born. Boats, refugees. We're here. We gotta value that life as well. It's a privilege to be alive. But sometimes, unfortunately, some people need something bad to happen for them to really wake up. to value just everything in your life. You need to value it as a privilege. The fact that I have two legs and I'm even able to walk. The fact that I have two arms and even able to film this YouTube video is a blessing, man. Sure, I may be unemployed, but I'm able to do YouTube. Nothing stopping me. I got two arms. I can speak. I was born good. Got a mouth. Blessing. Some people can't speak. Some people got locked in syndrome. You gotta start valuing your lives, man. Gotta start valuing your lives. This ain't a joke. Hold on, how long we got? What? I can't lie, it's a bit overdue. I have to go train. We gotta value what we got, man. Gotta value what we have. Gotta value for being alive. Gotta value yourself, especially, man. Because if you don't value and see yourself as a privilege, other people are gonna walk over you the same way. Exact same way. If privilege isn't an equal exchange, try communicating with them. Right? They don't hear it, fuck them. Cut them off. Because it's a respect of your own standards, man. So you need to value your life and you need to value yourself before you even think about seeking out friends. Even a girlfriend, let alone kids. Shit. It starts with you. You start with you, everything's a lot easier. You don't have to overthink the rest of the bullshit. Starts with you. Right? I mean, you need to respect yourself. You know what's to be in and out of your life, and it'll be very easy to cut off just out of your own self-respect. Like me, that's the mindset I have. So I'm gonna go train now, probably socialize with a few people. There's actually not much people here, to be fair. But yeah, I hope the game reached. I don't believe my delivery was as best as it could. I mean, I'm starting a lot of shit. I ain't cutting that shit, man. That's the human experience. Gonna start sometimes, man. It's okay. Learn from me. Yeah, that's me. Hope this story's helped. Hope my anecdotes helped. Helped my game helped. It's good to be back. I need to start recording more. I've been a lazy bitch. I'm gonna be completely honest. Pathetic. It's not like me. I'm gonna get back on this YouTube shit, man, because take a break, you realize how much you miss stuff. And I miss the shit, man. So it's good to be back. Catch you in a bit. Peace.